Hey sports fans, welcome back to the Fool Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. I just wanted to give you my thoughts after Michigan's 72-58 victory over the San Diego State. And this is a tale of two halves, if you will. The first half was a half where Michigan, it was in the balance a little bit, and Michigan got out to a 10-point lead, and then just gave it back. And it was 36-34 at halftime. Hunter did great in the first half, and Houstan did well in the first half too, and that was about it. And if you watched the first half, Michigan did well, played good when Frankie Collins was in there. And at halftime, the word came out that Diabate wasn't going to come back. He was out sick, kind of, so he played a little bit but stayed out. He didn't come back. And so you really had two big questions at halftime. Number one, who's going to fill in for Diabate? They went back to Johns, and really Johns did nothing significant. He hit one three-pointer in the first half, and I don't think he hit a second shot in the second half. He just looks like he is so overthinking everything. Am I supposed to drive? Am I supposed to, just do pull-up shots? What? It's like he just doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing, which is crazy. He's a senior playing the fourth spot with, Dickinson out there. It's like you should know what you're doing, but he doesn't. At least it's not showing on the court. And so Williams played a lot in the second half. And the second big question was, is Howard going to play Jones or Frankie Collins? And if you're a Michigan fan, nothing against Devontae Jones, but he's not playing very well. He's got to figure it out somehow in practice and such, but his on-the-court play is not that great. And he picked up another foul. He got his third. It was a dumb foul. He fouls very foolishly a lot. And he sat on the bench the rest of the game. The commentator said he kind of had a net wrap around his knee. Maybe that's why Collins played the whole rest of the game. I think he didn't play the rest of the game because he wasn't playing well. And although Collins didn't really fill up the stat sheet as much as you would hope, I think he finished with 8 points or so. Collins was very much more of a factor in the game. He's much more energetic. And when he came in, Michigan was leading by 5 points, and that ballooned to 18 points. After he came into the game, and Michigan went on a superb run defensively. San Diego State went cold, went 0 for 7 at least on the field goals, and had at least 8 turnovers. I mean, it's crazy. And then they hit one layup, and then they had another little dry spell there too. So Michigan's defense really turned up the intensity, and San Diego State got rushed, especially by the backcourt pressure. Michigan was playing full court press in that, span. They had one 10-second call, and it just was impacting San Diego State. Even if they got the ball over half court, they were sped up because all of a sudden they're already 7-8 seconds into their shot clock, and they were taking quick shots, not good shots, and Michigan was boxing out, and that's what it is. And another thing I gotta say, I love Frankie Collins in there for a second reason. One, he might be able to. Maybe he's not quite as good as Devontae Jones. I think he is, at least the way Devontae Jones is playing now. And he's your future point guard. So if you're gonna have two point guards, quote unquote, struggle at a time, maybe a little driving and jumping and not having someone to throw the ball to, like you saw, and you might get a bailout call here or there, but I'd much rather have my freshman do that than my grad transfer senior who's not really going to probably learn too much because that's just how he plays. I also liked how Howard had the 3 guards out at once. I think you had Collins still there. I think you had Brooks and Jones playing the 2 or the shooting guard. And that was just, nice to see that. Change the lineup a little bit, right? Rotate it around a little bit. Definitely stars of the game, Hunter Dickinson. He hit 3 3-pointers. Nice shot there. I think they're all drained shots too. Just swish. He finished with 23 points, 14 rebounds. 4 of those were offensive rebounds. This was a game that he took over. He made plays, he made assists. He took this game over when Michigan really needed to. It was a 2-point game at halftime, and he took over. Also, got to give credit to Houstan. He had a big game. I think, just quick look here at my stats, but I find it quick. He had 17 points on 6 of 10 shooting. I mean, sweet, man. He hit his three-pointers, then he used that aggressiveness of the defense to cut to get some layups, to get some jump shots in, so that was good. Doesn't have to just be a three-point shooter because you need to have more than that in the college game. And really, they picked up the slack because Eli Brooks had just a poor game. He was 1 of 9 in the first half. He finished 3 of 11, so he hit his 2 shots in the second half, but he just seems to be overwhelmed in a way that, like, he can't handle being the full-time point guard and get his shots, and he's kind of tries to do bailout hero ball too much, where I'm just going to get a shot up here because the offense set isn't working. And so his stats are kind of impacted that way. Definitely, I love seeing, it goes hand in hand. It's hand in hand, right? Michigan is hitting three-pointers, so the guys have to respect that. They can't leave the three-point shooter as much. What does that do? That opens cutting lanes, so Frankie Collins can cut to the basket. And then, of course, the people can't double up so easily on Hunter Dickinson, so he can get not only his own offense, but he can get rebounds, like the 4 offensive rebounds, right? So everything just helps itself, right? If you can hit threes, it opens up the middle. If you can attack the middle, it opens up the threes. So Michigan's just got to find the balance. And in the second half today, with the help of their defensive intensity, they found that balance and pulled away from San Diego State. So, I mean, it is what it is. Michigan heads to Big Ten play next week. They get a 2-game series here right in the middle of non-conference schedule. It's weird how the Big Ten does that, but I've seen other conferences that are doing that too now a little bit, sprinkling in a couple conference games right in the middle of non-conference schedule. Obviously, I'm not sure how many people are going to watch this video because, lots of good football games going on. I'll head back up and watch those in a couple minutes. And obviously, hopefully you guys watch my video tonight. It's going to be a late video, Michigan versus Iowa. But it is what it is. I'm happy to do a video. And if you have any thoughts or comments about the game, please put them in the box below. I'll try to respond as possible. And until I see you tonight after the Big Ten title game, go Blue!